Hi there. In this particular video, I'm going to talk about how Socrative generates reports of the data collected to guide student instruction. The dashboard is where we're beginning, and from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Manage Quizzes, and then I'm going to go to the Reports button right here, and that will take me to the Reports page where I'm going to have pretty much access to any report that I would like to generate. I can look at all of the different quizzes that I've offered. I can just click on, I'm sorry, all would also include any of the other things listed right here. Under quizzes is just going to show the quizzes generated. Space races, instead of doing maybe a pretest or some type of formative assessment where you're doing a multiple choice or true false type question or short answers, maybe you're doing a review as a study guide, that would all be under quizzes. Space race would be more like the study guide interactive in class where they can watch their progress. Exit tickets, basically 2 or 3 questions generated for kids to answer about a particular lesson done, if you want to get feedback on that. Short answers kind of does have its own category. These tend to require explanation, as mentioned in a previous video. If the wording isn't just right, Socrative has a tendency to mark the answer incorrect that students provide. So it's important to have its own feature because of that. You want to be able to accurately see if the kids have answered the question, particularly with how milestones testing is requiring an explanation. I know in science it hasn't come yet, but in math it has. So that's a very important feature. And then archived reports, you can basically go back to any report that you've generated as long as you've had your account with Socrative, and you can get the information that you need. And that might be important, particularly if you've done a pretest and you're trying to differentiate your instruction by creating homogeneous groups for instruction for a particular day. That way you can divide the kids up and spend time working with groups that you really need to work with one-on-one versus kids that can do more of an independent activity on a particular day. So if I want to generate a report, I'm going to click on the particular quiz, let's say, that I want to get the report for, and I'm going to go into the ecology warm-up right here. And from this point, a box pops up, and I can view a chart that has the individual data. Now, if this were a quiz that had actually been given, and not just one that I had created for the video purposes, I would see student names listed here, and that's one reason I'm not going to pull up the ones that I actually have. But I would see student names here, and then I would literally see across this way for however many questions there are whether they got it right or wrong, and it's color coded. And from this point you can generate a report. I should say this first though. This screen that you would see, whether they got it right or wrong, this populates on the teacher's screen as a quiz is going on. So instantly you know whether a kid's getting certain questions right or wrong, which is kind of nice because you don't have to generate a full report to see data. But if you want to get a report, you go to the report button at the top right corner. You're going to click on Get Reports, and from there it asks you how you want those reports generated. Now, for a pretest, because we have been giving those in our building in lieu of checkpoints, which is really nice, I like Socrative to do the work for me. I will get a whole class Excel spreadsheet that shows me all of the questions listed across the top. It literally writes in what the question was, and then it provides which answer the student gave. And in doing that, I can see just how far off they were based on the distractor that they pick. Then the other thing that I usually get reported to me is going to be the question-specific data, because it will tell me out of, let's say, 25 kids that took the quiz in that particular class, 10 missed it, or only 4 missed it. Well, if only 4 missed it, then I don't need to spend a lot of time going back over that. I might just mention it one day in class as opposed to providing an activity on it. Individual students is a very long report. I printed it out once and decided I could use the whole class Excel document instead. But that's just me. That's a preference thing there. I usually have the results emailed to me, and you can also download them as well, but I like to have a printout just in case you know, admin walks in and I need to have proof that I've done something. And I also print it out, highlight it for how I'm splitting the kids up, and that way I have documentation of what I'm doing. Downloading that will provide it as well, but it would just be on your computer screen. And if you have a Google Drive, you have the option to send it to your drive and store it there. In any of these cases, you have the ability to store the data on your individual computer, as well as having it stored in Socrative with the archived feature. Now I'm going to go back to the dashboard from here because that's it for reporting. Thank you very much.